Hello, my friends. How are you? You know, usually I'm in here reading poetry and stuff, and I was gonna sit down and write about it, but I don't think I really want to yet. Not yet, anyway. But eventually I will because I have written some things along the way in my poetry about strange things. And so, anyway, let me just talk to you guys for a minute, if you don't mind. I just can't imagine anybody, a mother, a woman, who has grandchildren but don't have grandchildren. I know how I feel being a grandmother. I know how I feel being a grandmother. So blessed beyond what I probably deserve, at least according to my children. I'm just keeping it real, okay? Um, this is the greatest point in my life, having this opportunity to be a grandmother. And as I sit here, you know, to celebrate my grandsons each turning a year older, I thought how sad it is that their great grandmother doesn't get to enjoy this with me, with us. I don't know. I never had grandparents. I never had a grandmother, never had a great grandmother, no great grandparents. And for me to be experiencing being a grandmother right now, I don't know how anybody would want to miss this, okay? I'm going to try to get through this without getting emotional, but here's where it gets touchy for me. My mother, she doesn't even know my grandson's name. She doesn't even know their names. Not that they haven't sat on her lap, because they have. It's not because I haven't mentioned their names over and over and over again, because I have. It's not because she has dementia or anything that would take her mind away from who I am or her grandchildren, because she doesn't have that. My mother chooses, it's a choice, not to acknowledge my children, my grandchildren. When I speak of them, when I speak of them as my children and my grandchildren, they're guests. They don't live with me, so they're not my family. They're guests to me. How in the hell could you fix your mouth to say something like that to me? My children are not guests. And they step into my home. When I speak of them, then a passing thought of guests. Your grandchildren, when they come to visit me, they're not guests in my home. I don't know how that's possible. But this has been a lifelong, as far as I've been living, as long as I know I've been living and breathing, that she's been this way. She didn't embrace my grandchildren, my children, my sons, my daughter. Never had nothing good to say about them, to them, to me, about them. And this is my truth, people, my friends that don't really know me. You know my poetry, you see what I give you. But today, it got personal because I'm celebrating my grandson's birthdays. And I didn't get a call from that household And when my mother called me today, and she sounded just as empty as she did if I was talking to her any other day, like she don't want to. She felt obligated to call me. But why did you call? You didn't mention my grandsons. And when I said I was celebrating their birthdays, she said, which one? Both of them. And then I had to ask her, Mom, do you even know their names? And maybe I shouldn't have asked that question. And, I do believe be careful what you ask for. Ask and you shall receive, right? If you are blessed enough to be a grandparent, you have grandchildren. And despite what your relationship is with your children, I must say, mine has been challenging, but never once would I ever think a negative thought about my grandchildren, which I don't even about my children. I don't think negative thoughts about my children, but they would never pay for our lack of, relationship, whatever you want to call it, but the kids will never know when they're around me that their parents and I are not seeing eye to eye or whatever it may be. They will never know through my mouth or my emotions and love for them that they don't have a loving grandparent. They will grow up knowing that they had a grandma that loved them more than life itself. And I went out of my way to make sure that they felt that love in every little way that I can. They don't have toys in here because I don't want toys in here. I want to engage and have hands-on when I'm with them, whether we're watching TV or running around on the floor, whatever little bit I can give them, it's a lot to me. And I believe it's a lot to them by how they greet me. A 2-year-old running across the lawn with his arms wide open. Did you not want that? And then the other one, he got a smile bigger than a Kool-Aid smile, than the Kool-Aid man. Every time he sees me, how could a grandparent not want that? I feel bad for my mother, and I still love her. But love is a healing thing. Love is a healing thing. And all this love that I'm getting off of my grandchildren is healing me from the love I didn't get from her and probably never will. She's 80-some years old. But now I love me and I love my grandsons. And when any one of my grandchildren are with me or in the thought of me, they're my purpose in that moment, in that presence, in that thought. Period. If you're given an opportunity to be that grandmother, don't look at it as something not significant. It's very significant role that you'll have in your life right now. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, hats off to you. I love you. To all the grandmothers who are being grandmothers, you know exactly what I'm talking about.